just bugging. Alright guys, we're all back here on the 1974 Super Beetle. Pat's installing the lowering struts, the design, the ones that allow you to lower the front end, and we're going to install the correct sway bar that goes with it. You can't use the original sway bar because it'll throw it out of the geometry. So I'm installing it with all new bushings in the control arms and for the sway bar. And Pat had put it on a brand new master cylinder. So we're gonna put new brake switches on that, pressure switches, and bleed the brake. And then we'll get around to inspecting the brakes eventually, seeing what's needed, adjusting them. So that's what we're doing with the 74 Super Beetle today. You see how it all looks now. Got the special sway bar that's for this application when you lower the struts like that. And now we're gonna get ready to install the pop-out windows with the pop-out window welt seals in the trim. He's gonna be doing something different with the headliner and talk about different. I don't know if he did that or if the people he purchased it from did it probably. But I just uncovered the car and see this thing hanging, but I can see why it's hanging. That was the surface that goes up against the roof. There's no adhesive on that. I don't know what's going there. Look at that. It's got big plastic bows in it. Well, it's not gonna work. It needs to come out. Get with the owner and see if this was their idea or something, but clearly you can see one day you're gonna come out and it's gonna be hanging. Oh, I gotta get this out of the way. We're gonna install these pop-out windows. Okay, guys, we got whatever it was hanging in there out of the way. And I put a hinge, I had an old hinge right here to kind of give me an idea where to stop with the trim. I think it's a good idea to actually start right there. Take my hinge again. Let's double check that. I know that's on backwards, looking at the hole placement. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it gives clearance to everything else. Just work it around. Be sure you give it plenty of slack when you come around here. Hit it this way because you don't want it to run. It'll actually get shorter, start to come out from the end right here. So kind of hit downward. So you're definitely getting it. I like to go around with a pair of pliers with some masking tape on it. Ever so often pinch it. Just try not to leave an impression in it. Alright, where it's gonna be my cut. Right there. I get my image on it. Go get me something to pinch this with. Without a headliner, so a lot less thickness. Taped them up so I don't make any impressions on them. I'm just gonna go all the way around. Take a little while longer, but it's metal inside of it. You don't want it coming back up later. I don't want any impressions on it. So this way it's gonna get a nice firm bite on that lip. All right, you get the gist of it. I went all the way around with my taped up pliers and pinched it down because there's no headliner to make sure I got a good grip on it. I like where it's set up right here. And if you have to, it's a good idea to go around and hit it with your mallet one more time. So there's the seal. Now I'm going to install the hinge and then we'll put the glass in there. I've got to find 3 screws for the hinge part, pop out. See these screws that they're putting here, they may not be the original, but they're really short. You need them short, but you're going to need some long ones to get it in there, to get that piece to come in, and then trim them off, and then your short ones will go in there. I just realized that on this. Pop out window. Oh yeah, sweet. All right, one more to go. I'm back on the bright yellow 74 Super Beetle. As you can see, I've installed pop-outs. Now I've installed a couple on the Orange Crush, and I had help with Azuriah and also with this one right here. Well, I was here by myself, so I decided to attempt to put one in myself, and it actually worked out. What I did was, of course, put the seal in there first, and I bring the window and put it up here. I'm by myself. I put it up here, squish it into the inside, hold it, come back around with one hand, came in here, went ahead and put the screws in here, and then I'd already put this piece in place and made sure, go ahead and fit it and see if it's going to line up, if it needs to go up a little higher or so. You can move it a little later, but it's easier with the original one because it's a lot better made than these. They're a little softer metal. And then take you a punch and pull it into where you want it and hold them with one hand and then stick a screw in there. And it's easier to grind these down to get that edge of that screw to pop over that piece, and then they center up, because if they don't, you're going to go in an angle, and you do not want to strip the threads in the glass and the trim, all right? So it can't be done by itself. You gotta be real careful because it drops out. That's why I put this here. And then if you wanted to, if you weren't sure, you tape something, some fabric to the side of the car out there in case it slips and goes, but it's not gonna hit the ground. But safer to do it with two people. But just to let you know, it can be done by yourself. Hey guys, I'm out here gonna replace the shocks and I'm gonna replace the inner and outer axle bearings. This one out here, this one's shot. So I'm gonna do both of them. This is the one that's gonna get the 2250 on it and dual carbs, so it needs some good bearings and good brakes. The owner is about to purchase some disc brakes, so I'll be putting that on soon. The motor should be coming back in sometime in August, and he's waiting on a Highway Flyer transmission, so of course that has to go in there first. We still have the break-in period, a few improvements and modifications to make for that motor, and that's where we're at. So I'm gonna get started. You can see I put new wheel cylinders on here. Gotta get some PB blaster, drive this shaft that way, get this out of here, and 13 or 14 here to disconnect my line again, pull all this out of the way, get it off of there, knock the inner and outer bearings out, and replace them. There we go. All right, look at all that rust. Yeah, you think that needs replaced? I'd say nasty. Goes in like that, just out on the foot. So the bevel side goes in first. Oh, you brought no rag. What am I gonna do? Of course, I already took off my bleeder so I had better access to brake line and took that off. Nasty. There we go. Remember to always put your spacer back in there. You see it in there? Ooh, this nasty one. Yeah, boy, all that grease in there, stiff. Alrighty, I'm gonna fix that axle right up. Make it a rosy axle. Axle rose. Nasty. I don't know, I ever see that. Oh, I guess that was the O-ring that squashed like that and made it so flat. Yeah, that's what that is. I didn't know it was that thick. I mean, I put them on before. Mine didn't look that thick. All right, that's part of the bearing. So go back in there. The new bearing will take care of that. All right, let me go get washed up. I can't even turn the camera off. I'm so dirty. Oh, my soggy lava soap. Left it out in the rain. Come on, lava, don't fail me now. Still want to get sponsored by lava soap. You can see in there, popped out the seal. There's a mess in there. And I was trying to drive it from the other side and recall you're wasting your time. It doesn't, you gotta get this C-clip, snap ring, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Yep. All right, you see the bearing that come out of this on the outer is the roller bearing style. There it is. Nasty job, but somebody's got to do it. Yep, definitely due for replacement. All right, let's get some rags. Get all this nappy grease out of here so we can fill it up with some new grease. Gotta go find my inner seal. Nasty. The other side. All right, all nice and clean. Go clean my hands again. Making a mess of everything. And find my inner seal. Okay, got my stuff cleaned up. This is my inner bearing, which is not the roller bearing one. It's your outer Fort Knox baggie here. And still don't forget to put that spacer in there. That's going slowly but surely. I'll get this one in and we'll go for the seal. Brand new seals here. Way back in there. It's time for a new seal. All right, now I gotta go get the grease. Got my outer bearing set in here, my new seal put on there. Don't forget, do your spacer inside there. Mine's already in there, filled it with grease and everything. That comes out. All right, and then you get this, that goes in there like so, inside that. And then don't forget your snap ring. Got mine in there. Just need to tap it in, make sure it's up in there all the way. All right, and then you put your seal in there. Got plenty of grease all packed in there. All right, and I'll pop my seal in there. I'll be able to slide the axle back in there. And don't forget your other piece. There it is, it's right here. Put the bevel outward. All right, I found it. Already slid it on there. Axle's in there, turns nice. All set up and done. Now I'll go do the other side, but it's just gonna be the same thing as this side, so not necessary to show both of them. As you can see, We got the other seal, the other one inside because they're using on the vise, and the inner and outer bearings for the other side. Clean up my mess and get on to the next one. Then I'll install the shocks.
Hey guys, it's Dalton. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and have a just buggin' of a day.